Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of On the Paint Table. This is my weekly show where you see what I got done, what I'm working on, and what is coming up. So, this week I finished more stuff for WARCRY, finished some more Malifaux miniatures to play Malifaux 3rd edition, and started work on my Bushido 2-player starter set for Risen Sun with the Ito clan and the Prefecture of Ryu. Also some stuff for the Drowned Earth, the Fallout Wasteland Warfare miniature game, as well as the Batman miniature game on the paint table. So let's see what I got done and what is coming up. So first things first, the done pile. If you haven't been following along this week, I finished off all of the critters for the Chaos Beasts in WARCRY. Well, half of them. Enough that basically we have them if we need them as random monsters, and both of us could hire them as NPCs, thralls in the game. And then if you haven't been watching today, I also finished up some terrain. Of course, the Crown of Thorns, as I'm calling it, which is like a weird chaosy platform hat for the the big giant Sigmar head, as well as the clock, or the bell tower. Got finished last weekend, and then this week I did a tutorial for how to do the ruins, the Azerite ruins that come in the box, or the not Azerite ruins, I don't know what we're calling them, the WARCRY ruins. And you can click up in the cards to check out how I painted those. I may also do a paint plan for these dudes, the murder turkeys and the harpies, because they are 100% contrast yet again. There's some nice contrast speed paints to get them on the gaming table and ready to rock and roll. So if you're interested, just let me know in the comments, and I'll maybe do one next week, or maybe during the week next week on Instagram. I did one for the iron golems that people seem to be pretty excited about, so I think that's how I'm going to share paint recipes and stuff. Probably on my Instagram. It's just Echo Miniature Games, and you can follow along and see the little like Q&A stuff there. Then I painted up again more contrast. I'm really trying to solidify my paint with contrast paints, and so I've been doing a lot of project work with them. They're really great for these Malifaux 10 Thunders because they give you this wonderful saturated color. Everything on here was base coated with the different various contrast paints up from a Wraithbone base coat. So like the whites from the Apothecary White. I can't remember which of Pterodon Turquoise, I think, for the trim there. Gryph-hound for the little lion there on his belt and part of that strap. It's got his big Tetsubo on his back. But just so easy to get things done. And because of the nature of how quickly I have to get things done very often, I found it to be a great time saver, especially in cases where I'm doing lots of bright patterns like this, just because they're so rich and saturated. You get a nice popping color super easily. So this was an accident. People called me on it early. Did I paint him in Robin from Batman's color scheme on purpose? The answer is no. That was entirely just me going what's fun what are fun colors to paint? And doing it that way. So it's my Lone Swordsman, 3 Thunder Brothers, and then Gwyn Maddox, the card sharp from the Honeypot in Malifaux, part of the Honeypot thing. So I've got 3 crews now painted for my 10 Thunder, so I'm probably going to move over to a new faction for a bit. It's all the models I had in my bits box that I hadn't painted, plus the Yuko box, because she's brand new for 3rd edition. So some Thunder Brothers to add to the Yuko box, along with the Lone Swordsman and Gwyn. And now I'm just kind of looking for... I played some games this week of it too, played 2. And they'll be out in August, because Monday is a very full day for fantasy games. But yeah, no, I have a Misaki crew, a Yuko crew, and of course a Jacob Lynch crew for the 10 Thunders all done. So I'm gonna probably start moving on to different crews. I'm probably gonna head to my Outcasts, because I only have 2 Masters for Outcasts. I'll probably pick up whatever the new one is for a 3rd Master, whatever one comes out basically for 3rd edition, and then add that stuff to my Free Core and my Tyrants. I think it's called Tyrants Plague. Is it Plagued now? I don't know, whatever the keyword is for Hamlin. Those are my 2 Masters, are Hamlin and Hulk Hogan for Malifaux. But really enjoying Malifaux 3rd edition. It's a wonderfully cleaned up game. I like being rewarded for playing to a theme, and so being able to paint up stuff with the same keyword for the crews has been a lot of fun. So having 3 Masters is kind of how I'm jumping between factions right now. So I think it's now that the 10 Thunder stuff is done, I've got 3 Masters done, I'm going to jump into a new one, and I'll have lots of stuff to mix and match. Speaking of which, here's all the getting worked on stuff. This was what was in my bits box for Outcast. So that's the next thing. I got Ben coming up, I think in a week and a half or 2 weeks to play. And I want to play with my Lynch crew, because I want to play with all 3 of my masters for the 10 Thunders, and then I'm going to move on and start playing with the Free Corps probably, or the Tyrants, or sorry, the Plague rather. I haven't decided which one. But they're my next project. I got Hans here, Versatile Hans, although I lost his head at some point. Or no, it didn't come with one, that's right. This is ages ago. This is like in 2015. He didn't come with one, but I replaced his head, because I didn't build him forever because he didn't have one on there, and I just didn't bother like getting a new one. I replaced his head with a head from, an appropriate looking head from Wild West Exodus, which just fit perfectly. And then I got my Draken Trooper and Vanessa, who needs to get painted up. He's versatile, which is super handy, and then he's Free Corps as well. She's actually one of the mercenaries, so I don't have anything with that keyword, but I just have her, so I'm going to paint her up and she'll be done. She can be an extra point to play. Then we've got Fallout Wasteland Warfare's new Raiders. These are super cool. You get like you get a bunch of crazies. There's 2 psychos. You get a Raider boss, and then I think it's 4 just like Raiders. Now 3 Raiders, 2 psychos, and a Scaver. That's right, the Scaver's like the Mr. Fix-It. And they are super cool. All in Wasteland Warfare's hard resin. Nice flat bases. It was the first thing I looked at. No warping on the bases on these, which is fantastic. I'm going to start them this week because I'm going on a new project for Fallout I'm working on that I'm super excited about. It's going to be the Adventures of Ghoulie and Smoothie. Going on adventures, doing stuff. And then we got some new stuff too in from the Drowned Earth. We got Shenat, Kalen, and the Keratosaur, which is just a huge T-Rexy dude. I'm super stoked to paint these. Although I may give the Keratosaur to Mike because he loves painting dinosaurs. And he's always looking for crazy weird stuff to do, like contrast paint lessons and bright color lessons on. So I'll probably paint up, actually, sorry, I think Kalen might actually, no, Kalen's from, what's the green faction? The Militia. Yeah, Kalen's going to go to Owen because he's going to paint him up for the Militia, and then I'll paint up the Shenat, who's the bondsman, and then the Crasser I'll probably give to Mike to paint because he loves painting crazy stuff like that. And then we got some stuff done on Bushido's 2-player starter set. You can see I got my base coats done. In contrast yet again, because like, just as the 10 Thunders were perfect with these paints, so were these Prefecture of Ryu and Edo Clan dudes. So they're all base coated down. I'm going to get them done tonight, probably when I get home, watch some Netflix or something and paint them. And this was the rest of my Bits box stuff that I hadn't finished up for Bushido. So I've got Itsunagi, another Prefecture Samurai, and then some Ashigaru from the Edo, and Jiru, I think is the banner bearer's name, and the 2 baby ninjas for the ninja clans. And then that's all my Bits box stuff painted up for Bushido, and we'll be diving back into that next week. Actually, Owen and I are going to give the star set a try, and then he's going to dust off his Cult of Ure, and we're going to play some games, which should be fun. He's also got he has the Savage Wave, the new Gremlins box set too, which looks awesome, that he's going to be painting up because he loves goblins, which will give him a second faction to play as well. And then, we get Teen Titans, the Bat Box. I'm super stoked about this. I thought Cash and Kat were going to have like an aneurysm when I opened this box this week. Mostly because it's got all of their favorite things. It's got Beast Boy, which Cash loves. It's got Wonder Girl, which Kat loves. Starfire, which Kat loves. Raven, which Kat loves. 3 different beast forms for Beast Boy. So you get a tiger, you get a gorilla, and a raptor, or a hawk or whatever. And then, yeah, you get Hawk and Dove, which is like super cool. And a little portally objective marker. So like a ton of models in this Bat Box. It's like 4, 8, 10, 11 miniatures, and a lot of them are big too. So I'm super jazzed to start painting these this week too. And this is gonna be my new crew to try out, which is the Teen Titans, because the kids voted, and this was clearly the one I was gonna paint first after like much demanding. So I'm pretty jazzed. These are gonna be my new thing to try out for Batman. So I got another 11 miniatures painted. I need to update the. I need to update my keeping track of what I've done for the year now, because I have no idea where I'm at. It's been so busy the last month and a half, like 2 months. I have zero clue what my actual stats are, so check the description. It should state what my actual model count is right now, but 11 models this week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more pieces of terrain, and then lots more to go. Endless slew of miniatures. So I hope you enjoyed that. Check out, if you go up in the cards, you'll be able to check out the tutorial for how I painted the ruins, quick and dirty rattle can painting, or as I call it, the John Schaefer method of doing scenery. I've also got, what else I got going on today? I can't remember what else. Oh yeah, tell me in the comments what you're going to be, which of the 2 you want me to do. So tell me if you want me to do Harpies or the Murder Chickens, the Raptorixes, Murder Turkeys, sorry, that's what we're calling them, Chaos Murder Turkeys. Which you want me to do on Instagram next week for the paint plans. And then of course, lots of things coming up. Check my Instagram, check my Facebook for updates on the Bushido stuff, the Malifaux stuff, the Fallout stuff, the Teen Titans, and of course, Drowned Earth. So I hope you enjoyed that. We'll see you next week for more on the paint table. So until next time, I'm Ash. Happy gaming. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to support the channel, of course, like and subscribe and hit the little bell below so you get notifications when I post future content. I do post stuff 7 days a week. If you want to support the channel further, you can, of course, buy a t-shirt through Spreadshirt, buy a measuring gauge or objective markers from Death Ray Designs, or, of course, most importantly, there is Patreon. Patreon is what makes all this possible, keeps the lights on, pays for the studio costs, pays for the equipment, model costs, and everything else, and most importantly, puts food in my kids' bellies and a roof over their heads. Big thanks to everyone, past, future, who supported me. I do this stuff because of you guys, and of course, I will continue doing it as long as I can.